It's an industry that rewards hard work, and if you're willing to work hard, the right people will spot you and they'll back you and they'll help you, and then you'll get opportunities like this. The Godolphin Flying Start is something I've been working towards for a long time. I wouldn't say it was the only reason I went to university, but it was definitely a reason why I stuck at uni. Marcus Corbin definitely played a big role in my early days in the industry, always sort of nagged away at me. Early on I probably just didn't really see much of a future for myself in the industry. Obviously I'd never touched a horse before, but he obviously saw something, and he would always contact me, and tables turned a wee bit and I was the one who was keen to get back. And when I sort of started off at uni, he sort of mentioned the Flying Start to me. He had a wee bit to do with it because he helped sort of mentor Vicky Leonard to get on it. So yeah, we sort of penciled it in a few years back, and it's just been mentoring me towards that goal ever since, really. It was a great privilege to have Sir Patrick Hogan as my first boss in the industry, and looking back on it now, I was quite blessed to have him influence me like he did. Obviously I was just a small cog in the machine back at that point, but I still learned a lot of the ways he did things and his attention to detail, how he presented the horses. He had so many different little things. His attention to detail and just how hard he worked are two things that stuck on me in that one prep that I did for him. And then it moved on to Brendan and Joe Lindsay, which was a different operation, but it was just as impressive really in its own respective ways. It sort of showed a passion to the industry that I'd never seen, and just renewed the whole environment that I was working in, which was awesome to be around. Studied at Otago, which was awesome, and it meant that I could just pop out to Wingatui. Obviously when I went down there I'd only done stud work, so I started off at White Robe Lodge with Jack and Wayne Stewart. They helped me a lot. I played rugby for their club, so as I sort of started to get more of a racing interest, I knew Terry and Debbie Kennedy. They train a team out of Wingatui as well, and so I just pop out there each morning. That was awesome, kept me interested, and also gave me a chance to get away from uni, because it can be pretty hectic at times down there, so it's nice to sort of pop out in the mornings. It was a great mix, and I love that. And looking back on it, I probably just thought it was a little bit of cash in the week, but it was a hugely important part of my journey, and it led to other things down there. I used to work on the gates on race day, at the starting stalls, and just little things to add on to your CV, and obviously all add up to a future goal. I think it's really important to get out there, and especially in this industry, learn from other trainers or other stud farms and how they do things, especially if you want to sort of make a formula for yourself one day. I think it's really important to get as many ideas and techniques as you can. Stephen and I have a great relationship, and it's a credit to him really. Stephen wants the best for me, and he has always wanted to help me, and always wanted to push me towards my goals, and he knew that was my goal. A lot of the things we did were just to add to my CV. Very lucky to have him as a boss, and I'd do the same for him if I was in the position, hopefully one day. It's been the best decision I made really. Looking back on it, I probably thought I was going around in circles at times, but no, it's been awesome, and add towards my CV for the course. Travelling to the races and going to the sales and inspecting yearlings, just a lot of out of the barn stuff. Got more of a role, and managed to learn off Reece Milden, who was the foreman here, and he just taught me everything there was to do to run a barn. Yeah, it's worked out really good. I've been learning all the time and loving it. Key part of the application process is the horsemanship, and you have to demonstrate a riding video. And from a non-racing background and then a stud background, I had never sat on a horse. So I was lucky enough to be involved with Mark and Lorraine Forbes at Kiltannon Stables. I just knocked on their door one day and told them what I had to do, and it was a pretty fun few weeks really. We battled away in the round yards, and then we ended up just going around the home track, and yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. Really grateful for Mark and Lorraine for taking the time out and risking their horses with me, and yeah, it was cool. I can't wait to go on the course. It's just an amazing opportunity. 2 years travelling the world, learning off some of the best in the game. You get to see some amazing places. Newmarket, Kildangan, Dubai, all of Australia, America. It's an awesome opportunity, and I didn't really want to get too excited about it until I really got the course, so I probably spent the last few weeks just letting it sink in, and can start to get excited now, and yeah, start to pack my bags. Just from the New Zealand graduates, you can think of Todd Pollard. He's assistant trainer at Annabelle Neesham now. He's been telling me a few do's and a few don'ts that he learnt from the course. Vicky Leonard, she's kick collected in TDN. She's been really helpful to me. She has taught me a lot about presentation, how to present myself. Scott Corder, he's stallion nominations at Cambridge Stud, and he's been really helpful. Jack Bruce, he's been really helpful. I've had a few good calls to him. He's obviously training in Queensland now. Andy Williams, he's a very respected bloodstock agent in his own name, so as much as I want to go on with a training focus, I think it'd be silly to put the blinkers on, just learning as much as I can from all the different leaders in the industry and yeah, see where it takes me. Yeah, I think people are not put off by the industry, but I think it's quite a closed door, and I'd like to think me as an example shows that it's not as beneficial as it can be to be born into the industry, and it's not the be-all and end-all. It is hard work, but the rewards are second to none, and who knows where it can take you. I've just been lucky over the last few years to work hard for Steve and get the rewards of sort of mixing and mingling with the right people, and they've sort of introduced me to this, that and the other, and obviously the horses are great, but the people are just as important and just as big a part of the industry, really. It's sort of hard to set a goal that's concrete, because I want to train, but I don't know where I want to train. I don't know who I want to train for. I don't know how many horses I want to train, and I think that's the beauty of it. Well, not necessarily realistic, but the only concrete goal I can just work towards is just I want to train a Group 1 winner. So wherever that may be and whenever it may be, that's what I'll work towards until then.